Alright, so AirPods Pro, here we go again. How good is the noise cancellation? Okay, if you've never experienced noise cancelling before, it's a noticeable difference. Like if there's a fan on in your room, it'll take that out. Not entirely, but most of it. It can take out the constant hums and the rumbles and the buzz of a street. But remember, it's very specific about what it takes out. So humans talking, construction, horns, a baby crying, all that still comes through and almost makes them more noticeable without the other sounds mixing in. So yeah. But if you've had some prior experience with ANC, especially with over-ears, it's not even close. While the AirPods can compete in the lower mid frequencies, it doesn't really do anything for all the other sounds that are admittedly more annoying. So yeah, these are good for in-ears, but don't expect these to replace your over-ear. Okay, in a silent room, it doesn't have to do anything. With a ceiling fan, it can take out most of it, depending on how much noise it's making. It lowers the ambience, but that's it. It takes out about half of it. Is the transparency mode really that good? Okay, something I didn't really expect, but I have my AirPods on transparency most of the time. And yes, it's eerily close to reality. It's meant to simulate as if you're not wearing earbuds, and it does that perfectly. Everything sounds natural and even your own voice sounds realistic. No kidding, I cannot tell the difference between transparency and having them out. So yeah, it's really that impressive. And also takes out that feeling of having something plugged into your ears. So yeah, it's that good. How's the fit? Okay, these are definitely more comfortable and secure than regular AirPods, which never really stayed in my ears. They feel snug and not like they're gonna fly off any moment. The stem is shorter while the bud is a bit larger. Overall, they're smaller than I expected. But I'll tell you, as someone who's never used in-ears before, these are shockingly uncomfortable. Like, get out of my ears after 10 minutes uncomfortable. And I've gone through different sizes of ear tips for each ear, but that didn't help. I don't know if I'm allergic to the materials or what, but I get the feeling of like something's in my throat after wearing them for a while. Yeah, almost makes me sick. How good they sound. Honestly, when I tried these for the very first time, the sound was underwhelming. The highs as well as the lows don't sound that great compared to the mids and vocals. They have a very neutral, almost clinical tuning, and as much as I'd like to believe that that's how it should be, I did not enjoy listening to music on these. The EQ does make things a bit better, but it only works in the music app. So while they do sound clear and balanced for wireless earbuds, they didn't really blow me away with their sound. Honestly, I don't think so. Let me check. Okay, these do sound better. And yes, the sound does change a bit with ANC on or off. It's got a little more low end in transparency, and highs sound better with noise cancellation, but it's very minor. Is spatial audio a gimmick? That's what I thought at first, but really it's come a long way since it was first released. Now you've got music in Dolby Atmos, and I really went over this in my Spotify versus Apple Music video, but it sounds like the sound is coming towards you instead of being in your ears. And now you've also got spatialized stereo that converts non-Dolby Atmos tracks into Dolby Atmos, and while it isn't as good as native Atmos, it certainly sounds more spatial and open to me. So yeah, I leave it on for most of the time. So what all spatial audio does is it opens up the soundstage. So like different instruments come in from different directions and not from the same left and right. And what this results in is better separation and clarity. Head tracking takes it a step further. So now the instruments stay fixed in your space as you turn around. And yes, it actually sounds like the sound is coming from fixed points around you. It is honestly the most impressive thing about AirPods after the transparency mode. And it's one of the things that separates it from every other wireless earbud. So yeah, it's not a gimmick. Do you need Apple Music for the best quality? No, lossless does not work over Bluetooth, but you need Apple Music for Dolby Atmos tracks. Did they get better with iOS 15? Yes, they now support the Find My Network and separation alerts. They can announce notifications as they come in, and a new conversation boost feature that focuses more on human voice. Oh, and spatialized stereo that I just talked about. How are they for watching videos and movies? I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that these may be one of the best earbuds for watching content. And yes, it's mainly because of how good the spatial audio and head tracking works. It really feels like the sound is coming from the screen and not from something in your ears. And with transparency mode, it almost becomes difficult to tell if you're in fact wearing earbuds or not. Yeah, you have to experience it and see for yourself. And when you're watching something in Dolby Atmos, it supports the full spectrum with sounds going above you. So yeah, these are the very best when it comes to earbuds for watching content. Do they have any latency? Yes, there is some latency, but it's not noticeable unless you are creating music or something. I mean, it's Bluetooth. What special features do I get in the ecosystem? Made a whole video about it. Check it up here or in the description. What if they get lost? Okay, as someone who has once lost a pair in an airport, I'll tell you that these are incredibly easy to lose. But I'm also glad that these can now finally be tracked in the Find My app. Yeah, they basically have AirTags built in. I mean, not quite, but you will find them if you ever leave them behind. Oh, and there's a feature to alert you if you do leave them behind. How seamless they are. Alright, you already know this, but the initial setup is as easy as it gets. You press a button and they are paired to literally every device you own. And then whenever you put them on, they automatically connect and disconnect when you take them out. This all works perfectly and consistently all the time. And then there's automatic device switching. So when you move over from your iPhone to your iPad, it can automatically switch when you hit play on the other device. This is very convenient when it works and really seamless compared to all the other Bluetooth devices. But this automatic device switching works 8 out of 10 times for me. But really, it's difficult to describe just how convenient it is to put these on with whatever device you're using without having to think about anything. It's the most magical part of the AirPods for me. There's a force sensor on each stem that you can click to play pause, double click to go forwards, triple click to go backwards, and press and hold to cycle ANC. I like the feedback and how tactile it feels. It works well overall, but without the volume controls, it's still incomplete. And there's hands-free Siri, which works surprisingly better than on the iPhone. And you can use it to set the volume and stuff, but honestly, you're never going to use that. Is it good for phone calls? The mics on these things are really good for wireless earbuds and good enough for calls, and no one is going to complain. How long does the battery last? Okay, I've never tested it, but the buds go on for over 4 hours at a stretch, and the case gets me about a week's worth of battery. The thing is, they're always sitting pretty in that case, all charged up, so you don't have to think about the battery too much. Charging them though takes longer than I expected.
It's the pros.
Pros?